Move your one from your jaw.
Kangaroo shape.
Move your one from your jaw.
Big foot.
Move your one from your jaw.
Shape bad.
Move your one from your jaw.
Miss Grippy.
Move your one from your jaw.
Tight wall.
Move your one from your jaw.
Pony woo.
Move your one from your jaw.
Pony yang.
Move your one from your jaw.
Nani woo.
Move your one from your jaw.
Ming yang.
Move your one from your jaw.
Wine again.
Wind up your body, come by you. Try pussy, y'all, cocky call you. Baby,
it's how we want you know.
wind up your time, pussy, y'all, cocky call you.
Pop that. 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 Pop, pop, pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Jiggle that. Pop that. Pop, pop, pop. Pop that, jiggle that, pop that, jiggle that, pop that, jiggle that, pop that, jiggle that, jiggle that, pop that, jiggle that, pop that, jiggle that, pop that,
oh hey you guys. Oop. Set my mic up. Hi. Hi. What's that? Hey you guys. What's going on? I was like, I just took a shower and I gotta talk to the people. First of all, I was watching the Baddies. Not the most recent episode, but the episode where the girls confronted Natalie for, I guess, not checking on them when Tommy popped them. And so girl, when Tommy pulled out that BB gun and I they weren't ready. But here's my thing. Listening to them express themselves, and they have all rights to express how they feel. I think all Nelly really needed to do was say sorry. And I think that was, I don't know, I think she was on the defense just as a human being. And I think, because even when they were saying, Rolly was saying the fact that how we are your employees, we work for you, we are your team. And when she didn't phrase it in a way of like, when you have someone on the team that disrespects me, almost like not considering Tommy part of the bad girls club. I mean, she popping up like this. I mean, girl, she is clearly part of the franchise. I mean, I'm just saying. So Tommy also either works for, I guess, for Natalie in some form or fashion, with her being executive producer, and maybe they come to an agreement, and that's what the agreement is. She does one pop-up and then she leaves. Fine. You know, let me come get this check. This was cute. I respect it. That's what a baddie does. And so my thing to Rolly now, thinking like, don't be mad at Natalie. I get why you're mad. And I think most of it is just more emotional. But girl, you were popping your shit. Both of you guys were popping your shit. And unfortunately, someone got popped. And it is no different being on the streets. So if you're really about the streets, clearly that's how the streets operate anyways, right? And so you always got to be ready. But I do understand also that Tommy pulling out that BB gun or whatever it was definitely triggering, I'm sure, for a lot of people, but I'm glad it was just a BB gun. Honestly, to God, I'm just glad that it was sort of a toy, but a weapon. And yeah, you popped your shit and someone checked you on it. Unfortunately, it was a little grimy, but I don't know if there's any other way how to pull out a gun on somebody without feeling like you're about to use it. I just get into Tommy. You know what I'm saying? I live for Tommy. I think that she's gorgeous. I think she's a beautiful woman. I've always loved her personality and her style, her swag that she has and stuff like that. I enjoy her for her entertainment that she provides. And so I'm a fan. But yeah, I definitely think that, she came in real cute. She did her big one. She always does her big one. She came in real cute. But I think definitely pulling that out, and because more people could have also gotten hurt, because people flipped over in a chair. Like, it could have been a lot more worse. Not sure if the girls were actually hurt, and I think that might play a part, but girl, it happened. I don't think that Natalie is to blame. I think that we should all take ownership, but we got to understand, yes, Natalie, it's like it's either you're going to be part of the show or you're going to be a leader of this show. And I think it's getting to that point with Natalie. Is it's like, are you going to make sure that you keep this going in a way that takes you out and it flourish into whatever it needs to be, and you be a leader to these women? Being the boss that you are, I think that comes with a responsibility of being also a leader. And then sometimes, honestly, I don't know, I'm not sure of Natalie's background, but I'm a firm believer. I don't know why people feel like when they get to a certain stage in their career or in a position that gives them a lot of authority, that they forget that training continues. Like, I've been with multiple companies in the past where leadership looked down upon their own development as a leader, and wasn't something that I think, I don't know, that a lot of them were taught. I don't know. I wouldn't say, there has been maybe a few people throughout my career where my manager made sure that I was very intentional about whatever extra curriculum activity that I was doing after work, making sure that I grow as an adult and things of that nature. Very supportive, and I love that. And I think that comes with trust and relationship. Sometimes people just don't have that in the workplace. I think I'm to a point now where, honestly, I'm coming to work, I'm knocking out what I need to do in my 7 hours and 30 minutes of work, and I'm out of here. So I've become very tuned to that for the past year, where I come do my work and then I'm out of here. Pay me. That's it. Just pay me and I'll do the work. And maybe a little cocktail or whatever. But yeah, leaders need to also invest in themselves, even though they may not be as supportive with themselves in a way. It's like they may support their employee growth. And I think a lot of times people need to urge that in order to get it from their managers. I'm a firm believer in that. Every moment is a teaching moment, I think, especially if you don't know. So for me, even when I think about starting this new job, I've been there for a month now. I'm still learning a lot about the culture. I'm still learning about, a lot of different characteristics and personalities and attuning to it, and also just being myself. Just being myself, trying to also just do the work, go home. I'm here for a good social and a good conversation, but then also at the same time, I'm here to get some work done. And yeah, pay me. Because one, I always need more. I'm gonna start there. Someone reached out to me the other day and they were talking some real money, and I was like, ooh. It was another contract too, situation, and excuse me guys, it was another contract position, but it's deeper in Jersey, or more, I'd say it's more west of Jersey. And I was I got a little hesitant when I looked at the distance. It was like, it would be like a 45-minute car ride to work. I don't know, I just feel like it's so far. I mean, you might do it on the train and stuff, but like, the thought of traveling. So maybe it's not that far technically, but when I looked it up, it was like 45 minutes driving in Jersey. That's crazy. 20 minutes in itself is too long. But I was like, oh. And I was like, I asked if there a requirement for the coming into the office component, and I was like, okay, that would actually bring in some real extra cash. I mean, don't get me excited. I do need to update my resume. I got a new therapist, you guys, and this is going on the 3rd week, and I like her. Her name is Stephanie, and so far so good. And a major part of why I did it was the fact that I really wanted to separate my psychiatrist, who's also my therapist. I want to just separate the two, especially when I think about the psychology of the medicine and things of that nature, and what her role is, especially with that. I just feel like there needs to be a separation. I've been with her for 2 years. Really great woman. Her name is Dr. Eugene, and she's been good to me. She's taught me a lot, but I need someone new to talk to, honestly. I definitely feel myself definitely see myself just wanting a break from her. I wanted for a second, I was going to say I felt myself not being open to her, but I think I am open to her. I just find myself just feeling like I need a break from her, honestly. And so getting a separate therapist has been on my thoughts and my list of things to do, and I did it, and it's been 3 weeks, and it's been really great. And so she's learning me, and so that's kind of also exciting. I think, meeting someone new and stuff. So I might be in the honeymoon stages of this new therapist, however that works. And we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted or whatever. But let's see what's going on. I can't be up too late tonight. Daylight saving started, you guys. I live for daylight saving. Okay, bitch, give me more sun. Give me more sun. But then here's the caveat of that, like, bitch, because, bitch, when it gets to 6:30, bitch, I mean, damn, girl. It used to be where, bitch, it'll be dark by 6. But now, bitch, like, it's almost 7:30, bitch, and the sun's still out, girl. Why are we still outside? Should be in bed. So fixing your sleeping habits is something that comes along with it. But I know that there's been conversation about changing that. If I understand correctly, we are the only country that does that, I think. So if we stop doing the cutting of the lights, we may have more happier people, better times. But I don't know, bitch. Ever since daylight saving, girl, the sun has just been out. Like today, it was 62 degrees, bitch. And I was like, bitch, I went on the roof, girl, and had me a little blunt. And bitch, I was like, yes, girl, this is the weather. It's just the weather, and it's only been 2 days into daylight saving. This is what we love. I'm always excited for the fact that daylight saving is a reminder of, oh my God, spring is coming, and that's always exciting. And then summer's coming, and with summer comes travel, and I think just wanting to get away and just be happy. Just in my happy season, right? You know, out of the seasonal depression, honestly. But yeah, let's see what I had on my so many notes up here.
Do what the sound say.
Oh, I'm curious. So when you guys are linking up with somebody, right? So like, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you're on the apps or whatever, and you're linking with somebody, or you know somebody, and you know what I'm saying? And the conversation of like wanting to match comes up, right? How do you guys, to my smokers out there and my hood people and my ratchet people, like, how do y'all define matching? Because to me, people will say they want to match, but girl, they're not really matching. And for me, matching has always been about, you have your supply, they have their supply. They bring their supply, you have your supply. You guys smoke together, right? It should be a rotation of just smoking. You guys, I'm more on the preferred side of not actually sharing my joint, especially not knowing, let's just say not knowing what quality of weed that you got and things of that nature. Like, you know, we're different. There's so many layers of how someone smokes and why they smoke and things of that nature. And I'm a firm believer, is just like, you gotta for me, this is just more than just like, bitch, I just want to smoke. Bitch, if we're smoking, there's gonna be conversation. This is going to be, bitch, a moment where we're like, damn, bitch, I'm high. And it's just like, these are the best moments. And this is when you get to know someone, when you guys are matching. Matching is a good thing, I honestly believe. And this is all about how you go about it. So one, I don't want no one coming over here or come trying to match with me and they ain't got no weed. That's not matching. That's you just smoking my shit. Two, I do feel that is a little inappropriate for people to not have their own supply as well when they're matching. Don't get me wrong, I can give you something, but you're also taking away from my supply, especially if like I don't even really know you like that, for you to be asking me, do I got paper? Bitch, so what, you didn't know you was coming over here? Like, it's just like, I get it, but then I don't get it. Like, bitch, you know you needed that. You should have brought what you needed. How you knew what I had? You know what I'm saying? Like, think, sir, think. And so, not having your own grinder, like, girl, see, for me, my shit is already, I like to pre-roll my shit. Like, I literally will sit down for like 30 minutes or so, just stuffing cones, breaking down some weed and just stuffing them and putting them to the side. And then just making them accessible, and where I don't have to feel like having to always roll. Girl, it's crazy. I traveled one time to match with someone and I had to bring my supplies. I was like, oh girl, this is just too much. And that time I didn't have time to actually roll, and so I had to bring my supplies, and so that I can roll more. And so that was the reason why. And it was a lot. I was like, girl, I don't want to carry all my shit with me and grinder and all this stuff. Like, girl, no. Roll your shit, have your shit pre-rolled and ready to light. But yeah, I was just curious about how y'all match and stuff like that. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that. One thing, and for sure, you guys, make sure, been noticing a lot of conversation, just like watching things, seeing things, you know. self-confidence comes in different forms for different people and in different ways. And I'm always mindful of the fact that everyone doesn't always have self-confidence. And that is okay, and that is their journey. And it's always easy for people to say, just love yourself first. Blah, blah, blah. There's a lot, girl. Loving yourself outside of just, whatever flaw that you might have, it's something that you have to also mentally deal with. Like, you need to talk to someone about it and really go through it. But I don't know. When you really just know you're a bad bitch, you're a bad bitch. When you know you're a bad bitch, you're a bad bitch. And so I understand. I get it. Not my ministry. I think that there's insecurities. I think that we all have insecurities about certain things about us. But self-confidence is something that people can see. They can feel it. And it is a magnet. Once you, I don't want to say master it, but once you understand, I love to tell one of my friends this, Miranda. I may have mentioned this a long time before, but Miranda is one of those women who is gorgeous, beautiful, but she can sometimes forget how pretty she is and how that also is portrayed to the world. Not to say that she doesn't have self-confidence, but even with whatever insecurity she might have about wanting to not live in that aura of knowing that she is beautiful all the time, and even through whatever insecurity that she might have about herself, right? You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like the layer is in that. I know I always, my encouragement to her as a woman, and even just as my friend, but as a gorgeous woman, I always remind her that everyone is not made the same, and your beauty is something that so many others also want in some form or fashion, and you should be able to be confident and live in that. Women do it all the time. Women show off their figure, anything that makes them feel sexy. That's a confident person, someone really just into themselves. I've always been into myself. I've known it for a very long time that I've been into myself. Bitch, I have pictures on my wall of myself. I got pictures on my wall of myself, bitch. I can't get no more fucking arrogant and self-centered any less. But I am also very self-aware of the fact that other people may not always feel the same. And so be respectful, be mindful, and it's just like, don't throw certain things in people's faces. Like, I don't want to throw that my ass is fat, and knowing that you may know someone or that may be insecure about their ass, or they not may, what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many levels to it. It's just, that's all I gotta say to all my bad bitches out there. Everyone's a bad bitch, but you gotta really know you're a bad bitch. So when I say I'm a bad bitch, I'm a bad bitch. And that's on it. And that's on it. Bitch, I've been talking. Alright, you guys, let me go. I'm probably gonna find me something to eat. But Y'all know how I was feeling when I was listening to this in my heady. I was like, this the song that the people gotta hear. Cause it was bumping in my headphones. Let me tell y'all. And so I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time.
Shot me love, no one no kiss, no one no hug because a back shot me love. That's why me prefer in a tub because a back shot me love. Me no business if me needs them or rub